You're hitting the bag, right? I see you hitting it, but when you walk, I want you to do like this and do boom, 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 boom. You keep for boom, 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 boom. How long you can do that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, I don't want to hold you up, so maybe we could meet up in person again and chop it up over some food or something like that.
Okay, it'd be my pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir.
Good luck with your...
In a moment that caught the entire boxing community off guard, Mike Tyson made a surprise appearance at Gervonta "Tank" Davis's training camp ahead of his upcoming clash with Jake Paul. The atmosphere inside the gym instantly changed, from focused intensity to pure, electrifying chaos.
I do have more skills than Mike Tyson, as far as like, I mean, when I say I have more skills than Mike Tyson, guys smarter than, like, at a lower weight class always have more skills. It's no heavyweight ever in life had more skills than smaller guys. So let's just take that out the picture. So when people think that I'm dissing Mike Tyson, I'm not dissing Mike Tyson, for sure. It just, facts is facts. You know what I mean? I do feel as though I have more skills than Mike.
Just picture it. Iron Mike Tyson, once known as the most feared man on the planet, standing ringside as Tank Davis works the pads. Tyson couldn't hide his grin. It was like he was looking at a reflection of his younger self. The two even shared a few moments in the ring, and when Davis started throwing punches, the sound hitting those mitts cracked through the gym like rolling thunder.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that, but he's a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Tyson wasn't there just for the cameras or a quick photo op. He was there to teach. The heavyweight legend broke down his trademark peekaboo style, showing Tank how to apply pressure, move his head with rhythm, and deliver damage through precision and timing, not just brute strength. You could see Tank locked in, absorbing every word, a student learning directly from the original master of destruction.
I kind of lean towards Davis a little because of his style of fighting, and what makes him different than most fighters that I once did is when he punches, he catapults himself in the air. And normally in the air, you're out of position, you have no leverage. But for some reason, myself and Mr. Davis, our best point is when we're leaping in the air, like being catapulted to punch up.
When the camera stopped rolling, Tyson leaned in close and told him quietly, "Don't just win, make him quit on the inside." From that moment, it was clear this wasn't just another matchup for Gervonta Davis. This was about legacy. He's stepping into the ring carrying the spirit of Iron Mike in every punch he throws. Talk about a serious energy switch. One moment, we've got Mike Tyson handing down old-school knockout knowledge to Tank Davis, and the next, Lamont Roach Jr. is firing back at everyone claiming he's still hung up on Tank. And honestly, you can't even blame him. He's not whining about what's gone. He's calling out how the whole thing got taken, repackaged, and flipped for the spotlight.
We had a rematch clause, right? We had a rematch clause. If I'm declared the winner, or if the bout was declared a draw, he has the right to exercise an immediate rematch. Guess what he did 2 weeks later after the fight? Exercised his right to the rematch. His contract was signed both ends in June. So there's an official rematch. Undercard and everything. Like, that shit was supposed to happen.
Lamont came in blazing. Like, everybody keeps telling me to move on, but there's a signed contract. My guy. At first, he tried to stay cool, but midway through the rant, that classic DMV fire started to rise. Like, nah, we're not just letting this one slide. Think about it. You trained for months expecting a rematch and a well-deserved payday, only to wake up and see Tank Davis headlining against Jake Paul on Netflix. That's not just unexpected. That's straight-up season finale betrayal energy.
Contract. So it's not like this wasn't supposed to happen or whatever the case may be, and he just went and took the Jake route. We had a signed contract to fight. Like, he came out and disrespected me on social media, whatever the case may be. I don't know who the he think like I am, or what I'm not gonna go like that. So people saying that I've been dragging on them, talking shit and all that. If anybody noticed, I never talked about.
Let's be honest, Lamont had a point. You can't treat a rematch clause like a gym subscription, using it when it's convenient, then disappearing when the real work starts. He said, handle business the right way. And man, that line hit like a tax bill, because he's not upset about the fight itself, he's calling out the disrespect. That's the difference between real fighters and internet entertainers. And about that rumor of Jake Paul pocketing $200 million? Lamont shut that down faster than Tank lands a counter left. He was out here doing math on the spot like, hold up, where's that extra $150 million coming from? PayPal? You really can't argue. He's voicing what half the boxing world's been thinking. Jake might bring the spotlight. But someone needs to remind him this sport isn't a carnival act.
How many people buy the pay-per-view? So that's an extra 8 to 10 million. Where's the money disparity? If he's supposed to be making 40, 50 million, where's the big money disparity?
You don't think Jake Paul cuts a check?
Jake Paul gonna give him a check.
Yeah.
But do you think he gonna get the gate?
No.
All right, so after Roach goes off about the business side, the scene shifts to Paulie and Coach Garcia, and instantly the tone flips, from courtroom tension to straight-up ringside roast. You can almost hear Florida saying, sure, bring the circus to town, and before you know it, Jake's leaning over like a teacher, grading papers while the whole press conference feels more like a late-night variety show than a fight promo. Paulie and Garcia didn't sugarcoat it. They called it exactly what it looked like. A performance dressed up as a boxing match. And honestly, they're not wrong. The presentation itself tells you everything.
You know, it's just about the main one, the exhibition, which is what I'm calling it, because it's not a fight. You know, it's an exhibition, it's a show, and more likely we're all going to watch because it's just part of the sport, part of boxing right now, part of what we're living already. We're already living it. You know, it's something that's happening. We might get a call also, you know, with one of our fighters, or we might get a call to be on the undercard, stuff like that. So we have to admit that we just have to learn to.
You can't just slap the word exhibition on a headline and expect real boxing fans to clap like it's fine dining. We want fights that mean something. And honestly, if you think Netflix algorithms are the new sanctioning body, you might not be far off. They're picking stars based on clicks, not credentials. That's exactly why I'm watching. Not just for the punches, but to see whether Tank Davis protects more than just his paycheck. This fight's about legacy, not just numbers. And here's the hot take nobody saw coming. Straight from the storm, Paulie Malignaggi and Robert Garcia stirred up. These two didn't just spill tea, they dumped the whole pot. Paulie's sitting there smirking like he's watching a reality show meltdown, saying Jake's not fighting boxing. He's fighting the brand of boxing.
MMA fans are younger than boxing fans, right? So that's I guess that's why it goes that way, you know? So I assume that's what Jake Paul's fan base is, a little bit younger as well. So I guess you have to sort of bring in this circus type of vibe. I mean, for Gervonta Davis, he looked like, I don't know, he looked a little confused or out of place, you know?
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And he thought like
a professional at an amateur event. Like, kind of what am I doing here? Yeah.
I mean, again, he wants to get the money and whatever. I get it, you know, but then, you know, you subject yourself to this if you.
And Garcia's just nodding, like a man who's watched way too many hype trains derail the moment a real punch lands. Both of them are right on target. This fight isn't just about belts or bragging rights. It's a cultural stress test. If Tank Davis walks in treating it like easy money, he hands the story right back to the YouTubers. The message becomes, boxing's elite cashed out instead of showing out. But if he goes old school Tank mode, high guard, digging to the body, shutting Jake down like a Wi-Fi outage, it turns into a statement. Tank reminds the world that boxing still runs the show, while Jake either earns real respect or gets a painful reminder that views don't protect you from violence. Either way, Paulie and Garcia will be smiling in the back because they saw this circus rolling down the tracks long before anyone else did.
It's actually embarrassing just to see what Tank chose to do instead of doing what a real fighter should have done. You know, everybody seen what happened. Everybody seen that Roach deserved to be champion. he should have given him that rematch. That fight is the one that should be happening. There's no way, you know, for me, it's embarrassing just to see.
And just when Paulie and Garcia finished dropping their truth bombs, in walk Adam Catterall and Gareth A. Davies, like two professors stepping in to give boxing a reality check. Gareth didn't hold back either, calling the whole thing a circus. And honestly, he's not wrong. But let's be real. It's the kind of circus where the ringmaster's cashing checks while the purists sit in the crowd clutching their rule books. You've got Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a pound-for-pound monster, going up against a YouTuber turned gladiator who's practically twice his size. It sounds wild, maybe even ridiculous, but don't lie, you're still watching. Because at this point, it's not about belts or divisions. It's about who really owns the spotlight when boxing meets the algorithm. Gareth says boxing's dead in America, and maybe there's some truth there. But if this is the funeral, Jake Paul just paid for the coffin, Tank's bringing the fireworks, and the rest of us? Yeah, we're showing up with popcorn in hand.
People are not watching boxing in the United States of America. That has left a hole that the broadcasters have looked to fill, and they've done this with influencer boxing, which brings a completely different audience to the game. Every promoter and broadcaster on this planet is to blame for this situation that we are finding ourselves in right now. They've opened the door to clowns, and now we've got ourselves a circus. It is a travesty.
And then there's Adam Catterall. You can practically see the conflict on his face. Half of him's disgusted, the other half's entertained. It's like watching your favorite 5-star restaurant suddenly start serving fries with filet mignon. Wrong, but somehow still fire. And honestly, I get it. We all grew up on greatness. Ali, Tyson, Pacquiao, legends who defined eras. And now, we're watching a YouTuber square up with a world champion. On paper, it sounds crazy. But that's exactly why people can't look away. It's chaos that works. You can call it a circus if you want, but for the new generation, this is the main event. And as long as Tank Davis keeps creating highlight reel knockouts and Jake Paul keeps turning attention into paydays, this so-called embarrassment might actually be the smartest marketing boxing's seen in years. Because like it or not, Jake Paul made boxing loud again. He's turning casual viewers into fans, haters into promoters, and every old-school critic into free publicity. In today's game, controversy sells faster than championship belts. And Jake Paul's out here cashing every bit of it.
And it's commercial.
Of course.
As opposed to athletic and commercial.
Right. So why is
We've
a
got
lad
the best against the best in their prime?
So why is a
That's
lad off the
athletic.
Disney Channel the best commercial?
He's not a lad off the Disney Channel.
Come on,
anymore.
he is.
That's a long time ago.
Come on, he's a novice
That's a long
boxer.
time ago.
He's a novice boxer.
He
Would he
is
win
a-
a British title?
he-
He didn't beat Tommy Fury for crying out loud. How's he going to beat this guy?
He wouldn't win a British title.
Right
I
then.
do think he's a novice boxer. He's an area level fighter. That's what I agree with. That's why I thought it was disgusting, a disgrace, and dangerous, and it still is for him to step in against Anthony Joshua. I don't agree with.
And just like that, the real fight moves to the comments section. Let's hear your take. Who's running this new boxing era? Until next time, stay sharp, stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one.